Well, today I'll be welding these flanges for the fuel pump onto the fuel tank. It's just going to require me to flatten out that hole and make it weldable. I've not done this before, so bear with me. I'm going to give this the best shot. I think it's time to let the professionals do what they do best. So I'm going to let them weld it, because I'm probably going to hack it up. I think my welder's way too strong for that thin metal. And on my lowest setting, my lowest heat setting, it's still blowing through it. So before I go and muff it anymore, yeah, I'm going to let them do it, because I don't want to do it if I'm going to stuff it. So back to Radtech. So while I sort out the fuel tank, I'm going to start putting some deadening into the car. So I picked these up, they're $16, 1.8 meters by 750 mil wide, 10 mil thick. It's a closed cell foam, so it will keep moisture out if I drop something in the car. It's only an adhesive backing. I'm hoping it sticks to the metal on the inside of the car okay. This is the mess I have made. I did spray black over the inside originally, but since then I've had seats and everything in it and I've scratched it up real bad. So I'm going to give this a bit of a scuff up, a bit of a clean. I'm just going to do segment by segment. I've got to kind of fix that little hole there, put something in it. I'll work that one out. We're going to get at least this piece done. I normally would have put actual sound deadening in the car, but I've seen many cars before being used, not using the sound deadening and just a nice thick insulation of foam and mats, and it really does keep them quiet. So I'm just going to put this in now. It's nice and cheap. It was only $16 per roll. I got 2 of them. You got this from Bunnings Warehouse, and if it doesn't work, it's really cheap. 16 bucks. I can just remove it. It's not going to be the end of the world. If I don't like it, I'll change it. But from a price point of view and, giving me something to do today, I'm going to give it a go. All right, this stuff cuts with the razor blade super easy, which is really helpful. I've made my template. It's definitely not stuck in right now, but I've just cut the edges along here to sit over the brackets of the seat. I'm not going to roll it all over these frames just because I don't need to. And I want the carpet to sit nice and flush. There's another seat bracket there I've cut there. So basically that will mold down nice and flat. Just enough room here for my handbrake lever to live. That cuts there. I did have to cut one relief cut. Oops. Stuck on already. I had to cut one relief cut just because it had a little bit of a fold as it presses in here. I might have to make that a little bit more spacious again, maybe another 0.5 centimeter. But now I've got to clean up what's under it and then apply it, but I think it's going to work really well. Definitely looks a lot better than that. Anyway, let's get it done. And it's not too bad, you know. For 16 bucks, I get to do this whole side of the car, and then for $16 I get the other side. But it's actually stuck down pretty well. I managed to cut it relatively straight, which is good. Made my little hole there for the seat belt, the 2 seat brackets. Nothing else is in the rear, which doesn't matter. It seems to be sticking okay and holding well. I'm happy with it. For the price I paid, I'm definitely not upset. If it does fail later on, or if I just get over it, or for some reason if it's not quiet enough, it's easy enough. I'll pull it off and I'll put the underlayer on it, then I'll just buy some more and put some on top. It's so cheap, this stuff, so it may work, it may not. I don't mind being a guinea pig. So I've done that piece. I'll even up that line there with the following section. I got to do the rest of the car now. I got to be careful about doing up under the dash here because I'm nowhere near finished with my wiring, with the hoses from the heaters and air conditioners, any little tiny pipes or wires that need to go through. I haven't even put the accelerator in there yet, so I've got to be careful doing that part. I might just leave the front end, but I'll definitely do the sides and under the seat. I'm happy with it, kicking butt. Well, I finished the second part and it's come up okay. I'm happy with it. It's definitely not as anywhere near as good as, you know, for example, car builders sound deadening that they sell in Australia. That stuff's really good. This is no way near that. This is not a replacement for it. It's simply just a quick fix that helps cover the bottom. I probably will still put a few panels underneath the floor pan at least of that car builder's sound deadening because it's good stuff. I might go up the flywall a little bit just because there is a lot more noise and vibration coming through the flywall. But for now, I'm not going to do that side. I'm just concentrating on underneath the seats. But I'm pretty happy with it. It sticks okay. It holds to the paint fine, to the steel. It molds well. I've shaped a little triangular piece there to cover up a bit of a muff I did, but that's fine. It's going to be under the carpet anyway. It cuts well, it shapes well, it's nice and thick, it's very light to work with, so you're not adding any weight to the car at all. I think it's going to work really well. And if anyone spills water on it, it's not going to go through because it is closed cell foam, so liquids can't actually penetrate through the foam. Will I continue working underneath these seats? We'll see. Alrighty, and there is the rear section covered in this sticky foam now. So, squeeze in here. So yeah, cheering. It's going to help keep everything a little bit quieter for me. I don't know what I'm going to do next. Who knows? There's just so much to do. Got to get the seats trimmed, that's for sure.